a little close to it for me. Because if I say, you ready, you only have to be at a 45. So go that way a little bit. There you go. And a 45 is all you have to be at. You've given yourself space where you can now come back off of it.
Yep.
Get yourself close. And even if you go a little closer, you haven't gone past the heavy.
No.
So everything now is going to be giving yourself space. All right, so you're starting. All right, now what I would do here, I would make sure that I looked at that next sign. Right?
Yes.
I'm going, I've got you, get her a touch or something like that, your nudge or whatever you do, right? So it gives you time to go, I want to make sure I'm ready for the first sign.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready. All right? Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, so this sign, first thing I would do, I would make, and I've had judges miscount, like I've watched them do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Count the 3 steps.
Count the 3 steps and don't stop here, because if you, like I would bring this back, right?
You've got to keep it flowing.
Right.
You're not allowed to stop.
But you,
I've had them ping me for stopping.
okay, so the first one you did, I had trouble counting.
Okay.
So then if that's going to be what you're going to do,
I'm comfortable with the idea of calling
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
bounce.
Yes.
So you're not stopping, I
No,
would bounce it
gotta
then.
keep bounce.
Because you still are stopping technically,
Of course you are. If you're changing
but
direction,
the way you're doing it, because you're going like this, banging
Yeah.
it around and going. So I would bounce it then,
Yeah.
right? So that
I'm comfortable with the counting. I often do that.
Yeah,
in
but
things.
show me the bounce on the back step. So do it again. 1, 2, 3. There you go. I would practice that one.
Yeah.
So because that looked like you kept moving then.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? That first time you did it
Yeah.
in the ring, I struggled to count the 3, and I would count out loud.
Yes.
So do that one. All right. So cool with that. Yep.
Stand.
Now where are you? So leave. So what I want you to do, forget about giving the commands to her right now. This is our first time going through. All right. I want you to go through where you can see the sign comfortably. All right. So I got you. Right. I know you can't stop on this one, but
Yeah.
this is the purpose of right now,
Yeah.
getting you where you can see the sign, and you
Okay.
do your next movement. Right. All right. Let's go. All right. Stand. Good job. See that pause I could do? So I could go stand, leave dog 3 meters. Good job. Right? So go back and start it over again. I want you to stop at each sign. Don't worry about this isn't a stopping sign. But I want you to stop at a point that's far enough this way and back that you can see the sign clearly, carefully. Like, you know what I mean?
Is there a proximity that you have to stop the sign within?
Yeah, they say you have to be adjacent to the sign and within about a square metre.
Yeah. So I've asked this question over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That is 45 degrees from the sign. And do you know who told me to do this? Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
Tough job.
Yes. You don't have to be, so adjacent to it is not even with it
Yeah.
up here. Adjacent to it is that you have to be here. Like if you,
Maybe I've been too hard on myself because one of the judges, as we were walking the course, reminded everyone that this is masters and inspected handling. Don't stop back. You're meant to be adjacent to the sign.
who was that?
Can't remember her name. One of the ladies. No. But it stuck in my mind.
Okay. For
And
her,
others I've spoken to would say, no, as long as you're in the
it's
vicinity.
not, it's vicinity. It's not actually, it's not, there is no rule
Other
about,
competitors I've spoken to haven't carried about that.
no, because it's not in the rules that it's an exact adjacent to and you can't see the sign. Like,
Yeah.
because it's all about the handling of the dog,
Yeah.
sort of with it.
Yeah.
And if you're not supposed to go past the sign on things, you can't be like right at it. You know what I mean? So if
I
you're
found a fine line. I've had to short step before and stuff
Yeah.
just to try and get.
so if you're right here, so if I'm looking at it, so you're probably so at the start sign, so you go, all right, I feel like I'm a little far away. So can you go forward half a step? Can you see the sign clearly?
Yeah.
Right? You look like you're at the sign, and you've got to give your room, but you have to give the dog room to do the stuff as well.
Yes.
And I have a big dog. You have a big dog, right? Like we don't have TT
Amanda
Winston.
Houston brought me about that with the spin around.
Yeah.
Because when she gets excited, she goes right around the sign.
Yeah.
She's saying just approach it
Yeah.
a little bit further, and it won't look like you're stepping away from it.
Look, keep in mind the judge, like when you see that judge or whatever, remember I might have to tweak it that day,
Yeah.
sort of with it. And the other thing you can ask him, you say, okay, can you tell me what you mean by adjacent? So that's, I appreciate that, but can you please explain to me what
Then I know what they're judging.
you know, the expectation. If she says, I want you right here, you go, well, it's going to be one of those days, right? If she says about, you know, like you have to be closer and say, because I do have, and what I always do is say, because I have a bigger dog. I always go, because they really want you to be a good handler and manage your dog. So I always use the dog as a reason to go, you know, I don't want to get too close with the sign, because I have a bigger dog. So where, you know, with my big dog, where would you like me to be? All right? That's how you play that. All right? So for the moment, let's do this. You can always, once you get used to doing this, you can always tweak the distance. All right? All right, so you're approaching it. Your goal is to keep your dog with you.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. I like that. That looks better to me. Now you should be getting her attention on you right now, right? And then glancing at the sign going, yep, I remember that one.
Okay, so I know that sign. That's why I wear my glasses.
Yeah.
I never used to train with glasses.
Yeah.
I used to have to get close.
Right, so I would do, so as I'm coming in, I'd be like, good girl, and I would be just doing a sideways glance going, all right, the next one's the right turn. Cool. All right, you're with me, you're with me, you're with me. All right, go.
Good.
Go. Because here's what I'm going to say, and I want, Julie, I want you to video him from the front, right? You're very much, when you're doing it, right, you're very much like, it's almost as if you don't know the signs, and I believe that you know the signs.
Yeah.
But you look like you don't.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're going, good girl, all right, all right, you stop, like you're very fixated, right? I would already, if we were having a conversation and you were looking at that sign when we're talking, I would go, all right, do you just want to finish reading the sign and then we can talk? Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Because I'm over the hundreds of trials I've been in,
Yep.
I've misread a couple of signs.
Yep.
I'm overly conscious
Okay.
that I've got the signs.
So I would argue then that this goes back to how you're walking the course, right? So I would talk. Let's talk about how you walk a course, then, so that you know the signs. All right. So let's go back a little bit on this end. So forget about where you're stopping because you're already getting that.
Yeah.
Right. You're already getting that, and you're going to tweak that as you need to. All right. So now, if you're walking the course, the first time is that I'm going. Do I know the signs? So let's walk it together. Right. Right. So the way I would walk a course is this way. Right. The first time is literally just going start. I know the sign. All right. I'm not even having my dog do stuff, so I'm going to follow the front, reverse, go back 3 steps. All right. So I know that sign super well. All right. And I'm going to go, hold on. So this one's a motion one. I got to keep moving, but the next one I'm going to have to stand. All right. So stand my dog. I'm going to leave the dog. Yeah. I'm sit down. So I know this, the dog stands, it downs. I come back and I walk around the dog. Easy peasy. Right. So I'm going to go. All right. The next one. So I'm going to do that one that's a moving one to the stand. Moving to the stand. That's cool. It's all easy. Right turn. I don't have to look at that one. Right. And this one, literally, you fixated on, which is what's brought me to this, because you were watching it the whole time.
And as if I don't know right.
As if you don't know the right turn. Like, you know what I mean? So literally from here,
I think I've trained myself to do that.
and so this is going to be I'm doing it. So literally when you go, okay, return around dog, you're going to look up going, oh, I know the right turn. Cool. All right, so, sweet. All right, so right turn, right, I have a halt. So I got to remember I've got a halt on this next sign. Right? So the halt gives me a moment to go, right, all right, I'll get her into the sit. Beautiful, stay, I'm going to leave. Right, cool. So do I know this sign? All right, so I've got to halt, leave the dog 3 meters, about turn, distance down to sit, return around the dog. Do you know the sign really well? Like, so you're going to go, okay, I know the sign. Like, if you glanced at it,
she's sitting, she's got to go sit down.
but if you glanced at the sign, would you know it? Because there's a lot of writing, so you go, yeah, you know that? Cool, sweet, I know that sign. All right, oh, I like this one. She loves that when you do this one all the time.
She loves it.
So this one, you're like, all right, I know this, so I'm going to call to the front, circle, right, finish left, forward, whatever it is. Yeah. So we're with it? All right, cool, I know that one. Oh, this is my right turn again, but with a 90-degree pivot. Right. Know that sign. All right, beautiful. So literally I'm going to go through the whole course and go, do I know all the signs? And where's the problem one? So let's just say that this is the problem one for me.
This is a problem one for me because
here's one I prepared
by
earlier.
this stage
Yep.
she's lunging forward.
Yep.
If she's in front of me, she can't get this. We practice this one.
Oh, I've
every
seen
day.
that one. We're gonna talk about the sign independent of what we're doing right now. So this is one that you're gonna go. Okay. First of all, do I know the sign?
Yes.
All right. So you go, I know the sign.
She knows.
I know that she's gonna have a problem on this sign. So I'm gonna go. Okay. So once I get, so I'm gonna go down there is no problem. When I get to the end is no problem. The first sign I come to, I've got to have her.
Gotta have a close.
Right. So I'm gonna go. Okay. But I know the sign. So we're coming back to how we're gonna walk that one later. 270 right. Oh, bah, 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 bah. I know that one.
Yeah.
All right. Call front. Call front. Finish left. Halt.
Yeah.
Right. There's no halt on the first one, is there?
Yeah, because it's a novice sign. There is.
So there is a halt here.
Yeah.
So it's a halt.
Halt in front of me.
No. So I'm saying when you're walking though. So it's a.
Oh no.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
no.
So
No,
that's
straight
something I would
front
look
and sit in
exactly.
front.
So I would look at that sign and go, okay, make sure I've got the halt right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to call front, right, right, and then finish. So sit there. Finish left. Sit. All right. Cool. I know that sign. All right. 360 left circle spin at heel. That's easy. She loves that one. This
As
one
long
I'll
as she's
remember.
looking at me. If she's lunged forward.
This is about whether
at all-
you know the signs.
Oh, okay. I know
Right?
the sign.
Right, so this one, yeah, I know that sign. That's easy peasy. Halt, stand down. I know where that halt is. Is that correct? You know where the halt is on the sign?
Yeah, it's when you stop.
There you go. All right, cool. So this is what I would do. You get the picture?
Mm.
The first walkthrough is literally, do I know the signs?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going to go, okay, there's probably a couple I need to now go pay attention to for my dog. So now we're going to go to walkthrough number 2.